I don't care what you do, kill all the humans, protect the dog.
If that dog gets eaten by an alligator, it's over.
What is up, Flick fans, and welcome back to my channel. I just watched the brand new monster movie called Crawl. Today we are going to talk about it. If you have seen it, let me know if you liked it or not. And if you haven't seen it, are you looking forward to it? Let's talk about Crawl. So a young woman, while attempting to save her father during a Category 5 hurricane, it's a good idea, finds herself trapped in a flooding house and must fight for her life against alligators. Look, you don't go into a movie like this for the plot. You understand what you're getting just from the trailer. Not a trailer that I necessarily love, but I did see Sam Raimi's name as a producer, and I do like the director and his work in the past. So in this weird way, I was excited for this movie, but I did not expect much. One, because they lifted the embargo date today, which means reviews could not come out until right before the movie hits. Usually that's a bad sign. And two, like I said, I just didn't respond to the trailer. They really only gave us one major trailer. That trailer was fine. It played before every single movie that I watched in theaters, and I just kept seeing it. I'm like, okay, this film has potential, but they're surely not going to execute on that potential. And before I get into what I thoroughly enjoyed about this movie and how it actually surprised me in the end, let's get the negatives out of the way, because even if you end up loving this movie, there are moments in the film where you're going to be rolling your eyes and wondering, why are characters making this decision? Why does this character have no fear? And I like how they established her as a kind of a BA character, right? They start out on the fact that she is a swimmer. She is a very competitive person. Her and her father, their mentalities conflict because they say in the movie they're pretty much the same person. All we needed was one conversation to establish that. And I like how this movie gets to the point. It wastes no time. There wasn't one moment in this film that I found as, oh, you're just slowing us down way too much, you're following along with the motions. No, there are moments like that in this film, but it's because of this consistent pace that kind of gets you out of breath as an audience member. So every now and then it looks around, it has one conversation or two, and then it gets you right back into the action. The reason you're watching this movie, you're not going in looking for incredible character development. You're not going in looking for the best decision making in a horror film, because with that, you don't get a premise like this. Every now and then someone does something in the movie and you're just like, why did you go there? Why did you make that decision? Why are you not scared of the Category 5 hurricane? I know when you get to the alligator park, that's really the horrifying and intense aspect of this film, but the whole movie, she's just driving around in that Jeep.
Oh, you, pretty chitty bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang, we love you. And our pretty chitty bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang loves us too. Hi.
Like, girl, you ain't showing no fear over that hurricane. Like, I respect that, but then again, you just have to look past those things, and there are convenient moments. Okay, Austin, it sounds like you don't like this movie. I thoroughly enjoyed myself. It was a thrill ride that I wasn't expecting, because I just didn't think it would execute on the premise of alligators, pitting them in a small, tight, deep, claustrophobic space that makes the audience feel the same way. And it's just this constant process of having to outthink the alligators, having to move up to higher ground, having to overcome injuries. And it was just so entertaining because, like I said, they don't waste any time on unnecessary character development. There were other characters in this film. Some of them, it's not good. And I'm not talking from a writing standpoint. I just mean like, y'all better get out of that water because something's coming real quick. And that's the thing about this movie. You're just on the edge of your seat the entire time. And I will admit, I was rolling my eyes in the first 15 minutes of this film because I thought it was going down the path. Even though they were building her up as a nice character, I'm like, okay, we're going to end up in the place that I expected this to end up. And plot-wise, it does. But entertainment-wise, I did not think I was going to be so invested, and the reason is because of the direction. It is so crisp. Alexander Aja, the director of The Hills Have Eyes and Piranha 3D, so he's been down this path before, but I would actually say this is his most audience accessible film because those two movies, they have their cult-ish followings. I know The Hills Have Eyes, a lot of people love that film, but it's not as straightforward and easily accessible as the title of Crawl. You see Crawl, you think, oh, they're gonna have to crawl around a small space. It's gonna feel very claustrophobic, like I said, surrounded by these creatures, these beasts, and they're in water, and the water is rising. They have to get to higher ground. There's no way that premise is going to be properly executed, and everything this movie said it was going to be, it ended up being. When a film can accomplish its main goal and appeal to the audience that it's going for, because going into this movie, you know what you're getting. You're going to get exactly that, and if that's what you want, if you're not going in just to bash it because it was that underwater creature feature, then I truly think you're going to be happy with this movie. I'm not saying it's The Godfather, I'm not saying it's the best movie I've watched all year, and usually I don't respond to films like this, but for some reason, Crawl just snuck up on me and bit me. Now, all of that being said, I'm going to go 72% for Crawl, way higher than I anticipated. Here's one thing I will say though, don't think too hard when it comes to the characters' injuries and certain things that seem unrealistic in this movie. For things to happen later on in the film, we have to get those moments. Once again, the director knew what he was doing. He knew he would turn away certain people, and if you're thinking too hard, you may not love this movie, but if you know what you're in for, once again, I thoroughly think you'll enjoy it. Thank you so much for watching this video. As always, tomorrow, Fridays, are jam-packed days. We have multiple movies on Netflix dropping starting tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. And don't worry, I haven't forgot about Stuber. That review will be coming out later. And another tier list I'm working on for you guys on Saturday. Very special videos on Sunday as well. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you very soon.